A pretty typical wrap up of July heading into August. Still very warm at 10 o'clock at night and most locations in the 80s and some still near 90 degrees. Factoring in the humidity, it still feels like the 90s, and it will feel like the triple digits above 110 tomorrow. So yet another heat advisory. No big surprise with this upper high pattern. We don't see much rainfall. The upper high compresses the air. That increases temperatures, and so we will continue with our above normal trend. However, the trend a year ago, we were in the triple digits for temperature, so it could always be worse. More storms have been kind of wrapped around the upper high, so we are getting some of the blow-off cloud tops over us, but underneath the high, you don't get any organized rain systems, maybe as we approach the weekend with this upper troughing. Now, this upper troughing for our forecast will help us out with some rainfall. We've been also looking at this upper trough for the potential to help the steering with our tropical disturbance, which is still not organized. But something that has kind of changed since yesterday and really going back to the last several days. This upper trough looks like it's going to start retreating by Sunday morning, long before that wave even starts nearing Florida. What that means is we're not going to really have that trough to help out with the steering, and there may be the possibility of that system now getting into the eastern Gulf and possibly becoming stalled or rather stationary once it either gets near Florida or in the eastern Gulf, or still the possibility of off the east coast of Florida. But we have seen more model guidance kind of shifting back to the west, and so that possibility of development area has also shifted a little bit more to the west as well. Here is our wave and looking much healthier with regards to thunderstorm development, but what we don't yet see is any kind of semblance of a closed circulation. There have been some little broad spins because this is basically a surface trough, kind of an elongated area of not quite that closed circulation of the counterclockwise motion. So here's what the models are thinking. This is the Euro. Here's kind of that area of instability. If it does stay more on a westward track, which is what the models are hinting at now, it's going to put it over the islands through the end of the week and weekend. So not really expecting any development then. It wouldn't be until it maybe gets into the eastern Gulf. The Euro here, this is Monday. Here's kind of that energy. Nothing really has developed. It sits over Florida, heavy rainfall. Tuesday, no real development. Wednesday, Thursday, finally gets some motion and gets drawn up toward the east coast, and that's where it develops into possibly depression, storm, or maybe even a low-end hurricane. Here's the GFS. Again, that westward motion over the islands. The GFS, however, differs in that it tries to develop it almost as soon as it moves into the western Gulf of Mexico, staying to our east, but also kind of getting stuck where it would bring heavy rainfall over Florida. Still, as far as we are concerned, we are on the drier side of this system and still wouldn't be a threat for us. Again, with that said, these are still the early stages of the models before anything has developed. There will still be changes over the coming days, and probably major changes right through the weekend, because nothing is expected to develop until maybe next Monday or Tuesday. For us, though, it'll be the heat with a better chance of rain this weekend.